expectations and personal struggles. From the relentless cycle of exams and assignments to the constant pursuit of top grades and accolades, students face a burden that goes beyond the classroom. The weight of maintaining high standards can lead to sleepless nights, mental and emotional exhaustion, and feelings of inadequacy. Amidst this, they are also expected to juggle extracurricular activities, personal relationships, and in some cases, part-time work, family obligations. These combined pressures create an environment where the stress of academic life can feel overwhelming, testing not just knowledge but resilience and well-being.
Why students cheat? Pressure. They're eager to complete. When I started, like I might say, we joined 2010. The category ought to have graduated in 2014. I am still in school doing what? When I come back, my fellows are elsewhere. What do you expect to do? I have pressure. Number two, we are working at a job. People are running upside down. They need the certificates. You've seen appraisals being done. People are being given promotions, but you are tied to one position. So when it comes, you are being told, we've not promoted you. Why? You haven't submitted the required. You have that pressure at work. You also have the peer pressure that when you look now, they have graduated. What do you have to do? The student has no option except to cheat.
Cheating methods have evolved over time, adapting to the tools and technology of each generation. In the past, students relied on rudimentary techniques, scribbled notes on desk, answers hidden in the folds of sleeves, or whispers exchanged when the teacher's back was turned. But as technology advanced, so did the ingenuity of those determined to bend the rules. From programmable calculators and tiny earpieces to sophisticated apps and wearable devices, the art of deception has become a high-tech game. Each era brings new tools, but the question remains the same. How far will people go to gain an advantage?
We might have the gadgets. A student might sneak into examination room with a phone. That is one. Number two, they nowadays have sheets of paper called Mwakenya. A very tiny one that we will not know. The third one, a student might decide to write on their thumbs. So others, the ladies use their thighs. Men kwa mkono. Then they go to the exams, and they are very funny characters to deal with. So mostly you find the small sheets of papers are sneaked into the exam booklet there. And once they are done, some decides to chew them away, others decide to keep them for future reference again.
While some justify cheating as a necessary response to the overwhelming pressures of competitive system, others view it as a profound betrayal of academic integrity and personal ethics. To the former, it is a survival tactic born out of desperation in an environment that seems to reward results over genuine effort. To the latter, it undermines the very principle that education is built upon honesty, diligence, and the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake. This moral conflict reveals a deeper question. Is the fault with the individual, or does the system itself create the conditions that make cheating a tempting option? As debates rage on, the line between justification and accountability becomes increasingly blurred, leaving us to wonder where the responsibility truly lies.
Now, when it comes to ethical dilemma, we have different groups of people in university. Number one, we have the working class. These guys, their main aim, perhaps, they're the people looking for promotions. With them, their main task is they are not even interested in that class activity. With them, they are saying, after all, I only need the paper to improve and get my pay increased. That is one. Two, we have these people who are after the knowledge. I must get a concept. I want to know what this is actually all about. I am a financial advisor. My main aim was not to get a paper. Actually, my main aim was to be there and get knowledge so that tomorrow, when I'm called elsewhere or even after my lecture, I normally made fun of my lecturer that Mwalimu, after you, I'll be the one taking people in this unit. That was my main aim. If my aim was to get a paper, I would have not bothered studying so hard and being in a class. So one of the ethical dilemmas, you will limit those who face the reality on the ground, those who are eager to acquire that knowledge, as compared to those who are there for the paperwork. Number two, as I have said, people have different categories why they go to school. Some are being pressured back at home. There was money hanging somewhere. So a parent decided, okay, you are here. Why don't you just go and do a course in school? You are interested in that course. But now the parent has decided to take you to school. What do? You have to be there physically, present yourself, do the needful. Then by the end of the day, you find yourself cheating in exams. When you are back, when you've graduated, you are given the same job to do based on your papers. You find it difficult to do. Ethically, you are wrong. Why? You chose a wrong course, but you ought to have, and also parents need to give their kids time. Don't take someone to school if they're not willing to do their course. Sit with them down and respect their decisions. They also have something in mind to say.
Cheating in an exam can have severe and far-reaching consequences that extend beyond just academic penalties. Depending on the institution's policy, students may face a range of disciplinary actions. One immediate consequence might involve being issued a different, more challenging set of questions, effectively testing their knowledge under greater scrutiny. For more severe cases, the students should be required to repeat the entire semester, disrupting their academic progress and potentially delaying graduation. This can lead to financial and emotional stress as they have to retake classes and bear additional tuition fees. In instances of repeated or serious misconduct, suspension might be imposed. This temporary removal from the school can tarnish the student's record, making it harder to regain trust within the academic community.
You will have to redo the unit. At times, it also depends on the decisions of the lecturer who is offering that unit at that time. Some will tell you, will punish you for the entire semester. Others will just give you another question, another exams, so that you sit. But what is there, according to the university circular, is that semester you forgo about it. Then we'll come back and redo the unit that you've been found cheating on. That is always the penalty. And that also, you can also be suspended from that. You can have 1,000 academic years. And when you have 1,000 academic years, it has limited you. There are things that you ought to have done that you are not going to do. That is like being suspended for a whole year. You are out of school. Remember, a whole year you are out of school, you wasted a lot. One, your finances. Because when you come back, one thing that the university is very crucial about, when you are suspended, you have to clear the fees. There is no negotiation about that. Number two, the people you are with in that category, others, not even others, almost all shall have left. So you're beginning afresh. You see, you are now a fresh mind from fresh things, and you are remembering back what happened, why you are here. So it might not be clear at all in your mind as a student, but that is the case. Yes.
As the dust settled on yet another round of unresolved disputes, the lecture halls remained silent. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and the strike grip tightened around the dreams of countless students. With no lectures, no guidance, and an ever-nearing exam period, panic set in. Textbooks felt heavier, and the concept within seemed more elusive without a mentor's insight. Many learners, once eager and determined, found themselves concerned by a harsh reality. Pass the exams or risk losing an entire academic year. Desperation bred ingenuity, albeit of the wrong kind. Whispered plans spread like wildfire. Cheating became a lifeline, a grim necessity born from the lack of preparation. Study groups turned into strategy sessions, not of learning but of survival. For some, it wasn't about excelling anymore. It was about getting by in a system that had seemingly failed them. And so, as the exam halls filled with nervous glances and hidden notes, the true cost of the strike unfolded. A generation robbed not only of education but also of integrity, forced to navigate a broken path in pursuit of their futures.
the lecturer strikes. All of a sudden, it ends without notice. Then you are being told that, like now you've seen, exams are scheduled to take place between 20th to 31st of January. These are people, here we're having parents. By January, we are battling with school fees for kids who are going back to high school, primary, and the rest. You are also expected to pay fees to sit for these exams. You are also expected to create time to study. And remember, as the cultural entails, there we have December celebrations. Someone decided to go back home to the village to go and celebrate. And perhaps when you are home, you are not entitled to yourself. When you are home, you have to look at the family around you, and the family means the society at large. At times you might say, let me budget for this Christmas, let me have 50,000, 50,000 shillings. That will sort out my problems in the village. When you go to the village, you find a lot. You've utilized, including your transportation fees, your transportation fare. So you are left with nothing. You are struggling to come back to town. You are as well struggling to come back to take your kids back to school. By the end of the day, you find that the date for the examination has reached. What else are you left with? You are left with one option: finding a way of cheating. So the institution also, at times, when they're designing certain programs, they have to be considerate. We are not denying the fact that we are in this together, but they should also be considerate at certain facts. Yes.